I sat back down on my seat, buckled my seatbelt, strapped it as tight as I possibly could, put something in my lap, a cushion that had blown free, and with the desk, the table in front of me, as best I could, I got into the survival position, locked my hands at my wrists, and waited for impact.
Seconds later, the small military plane headed for Spokane, Washington, was a fiery mass of debris scattered on a remote farm just outside Sonoma County, California. Of the 14 military men on that flight, all were killed that morning, May 4th, 1970. All but one man, Air Force Captain George Burk.
I rolled on my back. I looked at my hands. The skin was hanging off my hands, 2 softball-sized globs of skin. My hands were black. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my family again. I wanted to say goodbye.
Burk would have died on that remote part of the 2,000-acre ranch, but once again, a miracle. Rancher John Davio happened to be driving by, a route he hadn't taken in 25 years. He found Burk, put out the fire, and called for help. When he did make it to the hospital, doctors only gave Burk a 10% chance of surviving. Over 65% of his body was burned. After a year and a half in the hospital and 36 surgeries, Burk's chances improved. And it was during that time, he says, he had visions. Those visions inspired him to write a book, The Bridge Never Crossed.
Colonel Shelton walks back over and says, "Come on, George, it's time to go." I grunted and broke free. He didn't stop me. I looked up. I saw a door. I saw the brightest light I've ever seen. I smelled flowers. I started to go back to the deck of the boat. I stepped off the bridge onto the deck of the boat. And relatively speaking, I felt 100% better. I was still sick and still cold, but I turned around and I saw Colonel Shelton disappear through the door.
Burke's doctor told him that vision was a message for his will to survive.
You can be a victim, walk around with your hand out, or you can be a survivor. All you want is a hand up. And when people help you, you in turn have an obligation that you take freely and openly to help other people.
And he does, sharing his story with people around the country.
I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And I hope I have as well. That's what I would like people to remember me by.